Well, this title is Arizona Dredge Outing, but it is a totally unsanctioned outing by accident that happened for us. Now we're starting out. I've started this hole, and it's a pretty hard hole. It's just a lot of sand, and it keeps sloughing off on the sides. And it was a pretty hard hole to work to keep it from caving in on you. And there's boulders impacted in the sand, and they would fall on you. But we were at a good spot. Dredge was running good. Everything looked good. The gold could have been a little bit better, but the machine is great. This is the flow of the water, flowing really good on this day. This is Charlene Wilson and Fred's hole where they started in a real rocky area right at the edge of the creek here, and it was fairly hard packed in places. It should have turned out to be a really good hole. I'm not sure. I didn't get to see the gold that they got out of this particular spot, but. Fred had a little trouble with his motor when it started first, but Fred being Fred, he rebuilt it on the spot, and got it running. And the Hondas aren't inclined to do that. I think it maybe just sat a little bit too long. That's Fred's box. He made that box, by the way. Has good flow, catches good gold. And I said he made that box, and I forgot this is the lower end of his keen dredge. It was a high banker dredge. And he did the header box in it and the punch plates and whatnot. But it's a great machine. It runs really good. Like I say, the water's trying to clear up on us, but it never quite made it. It just stayed just that little bit murky where you couldn't get in the water and be under. It's Tony and Marcy, and obviously the dog playing with Tony. They kind of watched over us and made sure we were doing everything right. That's Tony's best prospector look. It was real fun to have them there too. We had quite a few miners there on this day. This is Julie tending the box. She's the dredge tender for this clip, keeping the rocks out where they're disturbing the flow in the box. And there's Tom working the hole up on the right side of the screen there. His machine is working really good. This is the one that Fred built. It's real similar to his. The sides are just a little different, and it's got a little bit taller header box. But it runs great, catches good gold. And for some reason, I didn't get to see their gold either. I don't know what happened, but I just didn't get to see it, or just didn't get it before everybody left. This is Tom's probably 4th or 5th. It's the machine's working really good. It's just some learning lessons that they have about a few little things, but they both catch on really quick, and Tom works the hole sometimes, and Julie works the hole sometimes, give each other a rest. It's a good team effort. The shadow was the photographer there. I think it was Cheryl. And there's Julie again, still dredging. Okay, this is Julie working the spray bar. Tom's working the nozzle. We're working as a team here. Doing a good job. They dug a really good hole this time, and I think it proved out to be pretty good for them. They were happy with the gold that they saw, and I believe they took some home to pan out some concentrates. But they had fun, and that's the key thing about this whole thing of dredging. You know, dredging's a lot of hard work, but we have good fun, and we sit around at lunchtime and tell stories about gold, and just have a good time. And it's sometimes there's more gold in the conversation than there is in the ground, and we all enjoy it really well. And it's a real learning experience. Any of this, you just don't throw a dredge into the dirt and start dredging and think you're going to get as good as everybody else that's been doing it for 15, 20 years. It's a lot of learning experience, a lot of little things that help you find the gold, and we try to teach that every chance we get. But Tom and Julie are doing an excellent job. Tom's taking a break, and Julie's taking over the hole, and she's got to the point she can run everything herself with the spray nozzle and the suction nozzle, and spray the material to the nozzle and pick it up so you don't pick up rocks and plug your nozzle. And there she goes, she's picking it up now just to break it loose from the bottom. Has done a really, really good job, both of them. They're doing real fine. Well, this is back at Cheryl's and my dredge hole. It didn't get a lot deeper, but it got a lot wider. It ended up being about 5 feet in diameter and only about 2 feet deep, and started hitting some really big cobble on the bottom. It was really good. This is looking upstream. And now here we got Lonnie and Laurel, and Nikki's guarding their gold for them. They don't get out a whole lot, but they were out this time and having a good time and panning a little bit and just enjoying themselves, getting away from it all. Fred and Charlie's Jeep there, and that looks like Fred in the hole. Either that or it's a Chinaman. No, that's Fred. He's moving some big cobbles out of the hole and hopefully picking up a lot of nice gold, because they had a really good spot, it looked like to me. But you never know. It can be good. It can be bad. It just depends. And they're set up like the rest of us. They use a suction nozzle and a spray down bar, and it moves a lot more material that way, especially new members. And this is Rick, I believe, Rick or Ray, and right up from him is that's Robert, just upstream from. This is Julie panning and being watched, and maybe some supervision. I'm not sure. He seems excited. Looks like he found gold. They're on film. He's worried about this bald spot, but it's okay. And Robert's got his hose on the ground on those pads to keep it from scuffing on the rocks, I suppose. He punched a pretty nice hole, pretty good size. And again, I didn't see his gold either. I didn't get to see anybody's for some reason. I think it was the camera person's fault. That was me. I think that's what that was. There was enough fingers for that. Little 3-inch, just like ours, on a stand. Seems to run really well. He moved just a ton of material. Really did a fine job. He's a really good dredger. Haven't seen him before. I think he's been in the club for a year and a half, 2 years or something like that. But he knows his stuff. He knows what he's doing. Does a really good job. And I'm not sure Gold Safari Mining. That must be his nickname. On our string of dredgers on the creek, this is Dave. He's dredged with us many times. Does a good job. Works really hard. As you can see, he's in the water, and he's got a new lash up on his spray nozzle there that helps him move more material. I'm not exactly sure how that one works, but it seems to work fine for him. Again, he's another one that moves a lot of material. A 3-inch dredge, and it's working really well here, as you can see. As we get down to the box, tried to pour as much material as we could right on the bank there, so it doesn't get in the water. You get a little bit of silt in the water, but it washes away, and there's not much of a sign of it anywhere. Dave works really hard at this, and he gets pretty good color most of the time. So here is Cheryl now dredging with a broken wrist. So there's no excuses for the big guys in the club to not dredge because their arm hurts or their back hurts or whatever. There's a lady with a broken wrist running a spray bar and a 3-inch dredge by herself. And then panning up, looks like Fred and Charlene are taking a break. Well deserved. Robert, nope, he's still in the hole and going deeper, obviously. I think he's on bedrock now. Wish I could have seen his gold. But did really good. Good job. Is just showing how many vehicles are on the creek down there. We actually had like 14 members of the Roadrunner Prospectors Club down here dredging. We called it an outing. It really wasn't. Just a bunch of us happened to show up together, and there we were. And this is the gold out of my box.
Gold I pulled out. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any of the other dredgers' picture of their gold, so this is it for me. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the spot that we wanted to go. We're still held back a little bit by the high water, so yeah, it's okay. You know, it's not the best gold we've ever found, but it's not the worst either. So there it is. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.